Hey, good to see you again. Just listen to some gangster beats. Really love gangster beats. So yeah, welcome to another blog. Blog's going well so far. Who'd have thought losing a bet could lead to this much ridiculous behavior? I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like I've learned a big lesson so far. But I just wanted to say that probably gonna have an episode where we have some viewer questions. So if you'd like to have your viewer questions answered, if you have anything that you want to say or any questions or comments, then post them on this blog and I'll try and answer them in a few episodes from now. So I thought I'd use this blog to talk a little bit about my passion for writing. As you know, I'm a huge writer, fiction writer. I've written several books. My latest one, Titanic 9. I want to talk to you about this book. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be a great hit. Probably going to go national #1, maybe best in the world. We don't know. Really good chance of that happening. So most of you have probably seen Titanic. Obviously, movie pretty successful. It was based off my first book. So I mean, obviously, Leo dies in the first movie. Because Kate Winslet, selfish, right, as she is, lets him go. When, if I was Leo, I'd be like, well, how about maybe like push over a little bit, let me get on the board, because it's cold out, I'm in the water, it's freezing, you don't know, and she doesn't even offer, not once. You can watch it again. She doesn't offer. But that was just me trying to portray this selfish attitude that she had, and I think that the movie did a good job showing it. So I don't know anyone who hasn't read Titanic 1 through T8, and it's a great story. I mean, I don't really need to bring you up to speed too much. Titanic 2, everyone knows what happens. I don't even have to talk about that one. And in Titanic 3, where in 2007 BC, those scientists found Leo's body and they brought him back to life, and obviously he went on that whole quest to try and get revenge on Kate, and basically obviously she was already dead, and he's like, oh, I want to kill her too. Which makes sense. I mean, you would want to kill her for what she did, and so he went and found her like great granddaughter, and was like basically befriended her, and then got her addicted to meth, and then he made her join the Crips. That was a big turning point. I think in the series, really good story there. And I think in like T5, he had brought her back in time to when Kate Winslet was still alive, and he's like, oh, check it out, like it's not your daughter, sorry, your great times like 5 granddaughter. And she's like, oh my God, Leo, like I love you, I'm so glad you're back. And he's like, yeah, what up, B, like your girl's addicted to meth now and she's in a gang. And Kate Winslet doesn't understand, because she just wouldn't, obviously. And then Leo's like, yeah, and now she's dead, so whatever, you know. And then like in T8, when they got the technology to give the iceberg and the boat Titanic brains and allow them to think for themselves. And that added like a crazy whole new twist, and everyone was so messed up and like didn't understand what was going on. And then obviously they got into that portal, and when they were in space, and they had the huge fight scene in space, but like it was so weird because the zero gravity made all the ice and the boat battling really messed up. And when I was writing it, I was so mad at Kate Winslet, because she messed the whole thing up with Leo, and she caused this whole mess. I really enjoyed writing about the Iceberg Gang, the Ice Agers, and I thought their introduction into this whole plot was just an amazing twist. And you never would have thought that global warming would have picked Leo's side, and then they would have had this crazy battle. And then when they were on the planet Zetron, and Leo had come in that time capsule portal, and then the iceberg froze Leo and then killed him, and the boat was all sad because it was his only friend. That was an amazing part of the book. And then when you realize that Titanic and Leo were supposed to be together the whole time, and that they were the true love of each other, and that now Leo was dead again, and the boat wanted to cry so bad, but he couldn't because he was a boat. But boats can't cry. And then that leads us to T9, which is just an amazing tale with love and lust and passion and regret and triumph and failure and everything wrapped into just an amazing piece of work that only someone with a giant brain could produce. And I think that you're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. And I think in T9 I was really able to paint a picture, especially during that fight scene where the iceberg was just kind of there, and it was in the water, and then the boat coming around, and I really depicted how the iceberg couldn't move, and the boat also just circled and couldn't really touch it. And in those 72 pages, I think that image really came together. And I debated for a long time before I was going to add in this part of the book, but I thought that it was really necessary. And the part I'm talking about is when they tied Kate Winslet up to those horses with her arms tied to two horses and her two legs tied to two horses, and then they made the horses run all different directions. That part was deep. And then when Leonardo DiCaprio took all that human growth hormone so he could get really big, and that him and the Titanic wouldn't get stared at by other couples when they went out on the town, I thought that was a really brave thing of him to do, and that's why I wrote it. And you're reading through it and you think that you finally understand, what true love is, and you see that between Leo and the Titanic, and then you come to the part where Leo finds the rust on the Titanic, and it's like, oh my god, the Titanic's been cheating on Leo, and he's got this, like, the rust STI, and it's really gross. And you're like, how could you do that? How could you do that to Leo? Anyways, this is my gift to you, world. I hope you really enjoy it. I know you're going to enjoy it. I spent a lot of time writing it. It's 250 amazing pages of brilliance, and I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. I know that because I'm brilliant, and I can say that. And I'm really excited for you to read it. If you're the type of person that loves to read, then you're already gonna love this because it's amazing. But if you love a mix between a love story and science fiction and adventure and basically every single genre of book ever made, then you're gonna like this book, and this book is for you. But don't take my word for it.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.